G'day friends, it's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, Australia. I hope that shadow's not too much. I'm just trying to sort a few things out here for you so that it's not going to work. Okay, I've just got a bit of a shadow in this area. So we'll see if we can work around that somehow. Okay, so welcome to our May Creating with Robbie and myself. So this month we're going to be creating card candy. Now I had to really go and do a bit of, well, not a bit, but a huge search to see what it is. And it's actually handmade embellishments, mostly for scrapbooking, but we're going to be doing it with our for our cards. We're not going to do the cards. We'll be just doing the embellishment, and then during the week we'll be posting our card. We'll be posting something Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. I think that's the dates, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Bold and Delightful, sorry. It's Bright and Beautiful DSP. Probably know what I was going to say then, and I'm not even a watcher of Bold. So this is one side of it. I'm just trying to fan out the sides. So that's one side of it. And then if we, all the pretty colours, it's part of the suite actually. So that's one side. And then if we flick it over, that's the other side. Okay. So we're going to be using this one here. Looks like a little bit of hills or waves or whatever. So that's what we're going to be using. I've grabbed a few bits and pieces. I'm not too sure how it's going to work out yet. I've got an idea in my head, but that's as far as it goes. So I've got a piece of sweet sorbet. Then what I've done is I've die cut a circle using the a die from the Stitched Stylish Shapes. So I think I've used this one here, the second largest, and then I went and embossed it with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. Okay, just to give it a little bit more oomph. And then what we're going to do is what will we do? We'll stick this to our Sweet Sorbet cardstock. Bring it down there a little bit, I think. Then we've got a couple of pieces of, well, one piece of basic white, and I think what we'll do is actually leave that like that, and then we've got piece of the DSP, and we're going to use this. No, we're going to use that side, eh? Well, we'll actually use both sides. Let's use both sides. We'll showcase them. So what I'm going to do is chop this. Chop this in half because it's a 6 by 1, I think it is. Let's have a look. 2.5, yep. 1. And then what we'll do, well, I didn't chop that in half, did I? But that's all right, because that's not going to matter. Maybe it was a little bit smaller than 6. Not going to matter anyhow. Okay, so we will now turn this into a banner shape, or flag if you want to do it, call it that. I could use the punch, although I'm not too sure whether it's still current. So I'd have to check that, but this will do. Oops. And I'll just go up there, it just looks a bit odd. This side looks a bit longer. That's right. So I'll move all that out of the way. And we're going to use this side, and we will use this side. And what we'll do is put those like that, I think. But what I'm going to do is we might make, oops, we might make this a little bit shorter, hey? That straight, it's not going to matter anyhow, and we'll just do that. So we'll just arrange that just like that. It'll fan out shortly, and then what I'll do, put that there like that, and smack bang in the middle, just like that. And I'm going to bring in a handheld punch. Now this is an old one. And we're going to punch a hole through the top. Okay, and we're going to thread some ribbon through. Now this ribbon is retired. This is the crinkle ribbon, but it has retired. And what we'll do is, just bear with me, we're going to grab some sweet sorbet metallic ribbon, and we're going to tie this up the top. Now, as I said, I'm not too sure what I'm doing, but we'll just sort of wing it. Just bear with me, I'm all thumbs. Oops. And I think we'll tie a double knot, eh? Oops. And then we're going to tie a little bow. I told you I saw thumbs. Sometimes it can be frustrating to watch someone tie a bow when they're so easy. There you are. And then what we'll do, we'll just pull little tails just to tidy it up a bit. And that's it. So so we'll fan that out a little bit so that we can see our colours. And I think what we'll do is we'll just chop this back just a fraction. I don't want to chop it back too much because I want to put a small flower there. So we'll just put that out of the way. We don't need this ribbon anymore. Oops. This is the sweet sorbet. I'm not too sure whether I said that, but this is the sweet sorbet. Let's click that in. That's out of the way. Then we're going to bring in our Petal Park or our Petal Builder Punch. That's it there. And we're going to punch out a set of flowers and a couple of leaves. Okay, so I'm just going to do these first. And we want a couple of leaves. Let's go up here. Two. I'll just grab all this, put it out of the way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Push all that out of the way. Then what we're going to do is bring in our sponge daubers and we'll add some colour to these flowers, eh? So we want, we're going to use crushed curry and old olive, okay? So we want, what did I say? Crushed curry, cherry cover. Doesn't look like crushed curry, though it is. And old olive, shaded spruce. That doesn't look like old olive either. But we'll make it into old olive. Okay, so bring in our flowers. I'll do our flowers first. My crushed curry ink pad's not the best, but it does the job. And all we're going to do is daub a little bit of colour around the flower. Doesn't have to be all coloured. Just vary it a little bit, just like that. Okay. Just like that. And our last one, just like that. So close that up. And then what we're going to do is we'll put all these together. And all we're going to do is add a little bit of glue to the middle of 2 of them. And we'll put this right there. And this one can go on top, just like that. I should have really, let's move this around a bit, like that. I should have, what am I trying to say? Turned them up a bit before I stuck them down. So we'll just do a little bit of that at the moment. Just grab your bone folder and just turn the ends up, just very gently so that you don't rip the petals. And I'm just gonna, might turn them up with my fingers, see how they go. It was a silly move not to do that beforehand. There you go, that'll do. It gets crunched anyhow once you put it in an envelope or on your scrapbook page. Now remember, you can use this on, recreate this and use it on a scrapbook page if you want. Do a couple of them in different colours, different sizes, different flowers, different images. So that's done. Then what we're going to do with our leaves is grab a little bit of old olive, and we're just going to do the same thing. Okay, quick and easy. And I want, what I thought we might do is just with our bone folder, just score a line down the middle of each leaf, just like that. And we're going to just curl it up a tiny fraction at the top. Okay, it just adds a little bit of interest. And if you wanted to, you could go back with your sponge dauber and darken the centre if you wanted to. So that'll do. And then we will, I haven't got my glue dots. You could use glue dots, which is probably what I would have done if I had them. But we'll just put a little bit of glue on the bottom and we'll just stick it under there like that. And just hold it for a couple of seconds. And we're going to repeat the same thing with our second leaf. Just a tiny little bit, oh, wrong way. I want it underneath. So we're going to do it on the top. You'll see why in a minute. Because I don't want to stick it under the petal of the flower. I want to stick it at the bottom of the petal of the flower. So, hold on. So the top one is in between the large flower and the medium flower, and the bottom one is underneath the large flower, just to give it a little bit of a different look or interest. And again, you can just squeeze those if you wanted to, ever so gently. Fluff this up a bit. And we will put a dimensional on the back. I only want one. And we'll bring in our, I suppose you could call it a tag, eh? And we're going to, we'll just pop that down there, that on there. I want it, we're going to pop it onto the white, basic white piece of cardstock, just like that. Okay, then we're going to add a little sentiment. Now I did have one die cut, and again I've used the a small die from Same Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm gonna stamp Best Wishes, eh? And it's from the Sentimental Park, so we're going to use that. I like the sentiments in this set. And we're going to stamp that in Blackberry Bliss. These colours are way off centre to me, but they seem to match. I'll just move all this out of the way. Just tap, tap, tap. I'm just going to stamp off onto the scrap paper first so I know it's straight. And I'm just going to bring this down a bit. And we're going to stamp that, and I think I stamped it crooked. Oh no, maybe just a fraction, but you're not going to notice. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put this on here. I think we might put it just there. Okay, and we'll pop this up. Is that too wide? No. We're just going to put 2 dimensionals on it. You know what I think I might do? So that it doesn't move so often, all we're going to do, because I want that bottom piece to show as well, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down along there, turn that back over, just arrange it just a little bit off centre to the left. And that should hold. Then we can put this on, and if we put it on just so, whoops, hold on, I want it under the white, if I can, just like that. Maybe I should have stuck the flower a little bit over further. Let's see if we can pull it off. Just gentle, gentle. And we'll add a little bit of glue here. I told you this was a bit as we go. And we'll add that just over a little bit further. That's it. Then what we can do, you know what, we won't need this bit. Let's take it off, eh? Because once you put it on the card, you're not going to see that anyhow. And when we put it on our card, or your scrapbook page, or wherever you put it, what I do is pop this up on dimensionals and then put a dimensional there. But in the meantime, it's stuck down. Okay, so then what we're going to do to finish it off, we're going to bring in our brushed metallic dots, and we'll use gold, brass. Let's use, is that copper? Is that brass? But let's use those ones. Just to pick up the little bit of old olive again, or the green. That in the middle, and we'll put one there. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it as 2. And that is my candy embellishment. Candy, what is it? What is it? Card candy. That's it, card candy. There you go. Easy peasy, bit simple, but one that you can use and easy recreate. Okay, so all the details will be on my blog, as well as a link to Robbie's blog, where she'll have a link to her video, and she'll be showcasing what she created with her card candy. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and have a great week. See ya. Hooray.